friends, welcome to Ghante Coding Studio. Yes, in today's session we are going to learn a new interesting language which is nothing but Python. I'm going to teach the Python from the basic with the usage of block programming as well as the text editor by using the ZNYR platform. Yes, of course Python is a high-level interpreted, interactive and object-oriented scripting language. Yes, I just want to describe what is interpreted. Interpreted, it is nothing but where it could be processed after typing the input at runtime by the interpreter. That is, whatever the error is executed in the input, it will retrieve from there itself. After retrieving the input only, it will goes on for the next line. So we need not to compile our program before executing it. So it means that while compared to C language, it processes under the mode of compiler. So where you will be typing the input, after typing the input, you will be processing the compiler. Whatever the error, if it is occur, it will be showed in your compiler. After retrieving only, we can process for output, that is run. That is for run. Whereas in the case of Python, it works on an interpreter. It will reduce your timing where the error it will be rectified in your input time itself. So second thing is Python is interactive. Yes, it is highly interactive directly to our programs. And third important point is object oriented. So object oriented program, it is nothing but where it follows a style or technique that encapsulate the code within an object. We may consider an example of like if you're I'm considering an object as an area. Under object as an area, we will have a different kind of functions such as square, rectangle, rhombus, parallelogram. Each function has each unique thing. Similarly, if we are defining under a class or object in this sense, each will have a unique attribute or functions. So this will make our program into a very simpler and easy to understand. Of course, Python is very suitable for beginners who really want to learn the language in the sense. They can highly recommend to learn this Python because where it have a wide range of application where it from web browser to games. Yes. Next, I'm just going to describe about the history of Python. Python, it was developed by Guido van Rossum, where he is in the 19th century and he worked in the Research Institute for Mathematics and Computer Science in the Netherlands. Of course, Python is a copyrighted one, and this particular Python language is derived from many languages like A language, B language, C language, of course C++, and so many scripted languages too. One of the interesting fact about Python is the name of Python. It is actually derived from the circus, which normally Guido van Rossum visit the circus on every day. By inspiring the circus name, he kept this programming language as Python. Yes, of course, this is one of the interesting fact about the Python. Next, about the feature of Python is highly readable and highly easy to understand. Of course, it supports GUI, that is graphical user interface, and even it is easily portable. So it doesn't require a high level of installation. It required a minimum level of space. Guys, I hope you have understand the history of Python as well as the introduction, of course, the feature of Python. One of the interesting fact and the application of Python is in real-time basis, almost of 20 years of weather forecast. It's purely predicted by using the tool of Python. We may notice on the daily news where the last session could be the news session in the weather forecasting. In weather forecasting, they normally will tell whether it is today is sunny or rainy or whatever the day they used to predict it by the tool of Python. Yes, it is one of the interesting and real-time application. We may notice enormous number of companies they are using the Python in current days. I can tell some companies names such as web browser of Google Chrome and social media of YouTube and social platform of like Pinterest Instagram, and many also other companies are using the Python in nowadays. I can show you some listed companies where now they are using this particular tool. Yes, as I mentioned, the top companies were using the Python, which is are listed over here, like a Facebook, IBM, Yahoo, Nokia. You just go through with this uh, page. I'm just moving for the next one, the application of Python. As I mentioned, Python application, it starts from web browser to gaming. It is helpful for web development. It is supporting the desktop application, as well as it supports the software development, database access, even it supports on education basis, as well as game development, networking program, and even for the graphic basis too. And next is the top 10 Python development trends for framework upgrades, and of course data analysis. It supports data scientist, and of course it is an automation flexibility. And the third point is it supports cloud computing and any other programming languages too. Of course it supports on academic as well as on education too. And it have a huge community base around the global basis. And sixth one is, yes, of course, it is easily adaptable and smooth integration with any other programming language. Compared to any other programming language, Python is easily upgraded and updated one. Of course, it have a free cost and hence we can try to work on it. It of course used in the hike in the Python users too, and it have a multiple functionality of Python. As we discussed the application, the companies are using the Python, and next we are going to learn how we are going to learn the Python through the ZNYR platform. Yes, of course I am going to learn the Python by using the block programming. So before that, we just want to know what is a block programming. Block programming, it is nothing but arrangement of program, where I will be arranging the program in a set of instruction basis. I will be learning the program through just drag and drop, where the coding will be executed in my platform. And the interesting fact of block programming is it was invented by the Richard Hamming in 1950. So he is a person who invented the block programming. So block programming, that is block based coding, it is nothing but where it lessens the burdens of using the complex syntax, that is the complex syntax where it makes in a simple way and make the user to learn in a very understanding fact and make the focus the programming in a very fast and clear manner. Of course, the code is written in a visual basis, that is the code is based on the block oriented or like in a visual basis where we can have a strong and clear mind of programming which can be mixed with text-based written in the mainstream programming language. Yes, under block programming, I'm going to teach the Python basics of variable, function, conditional statement, data types, and loops by using the ZNYR platform. Now I am going to explain how we want to log in on the ZNYR platform and how the block programming could be. For this, I'm just using my web browser and typing as ZNYR.io. This is how my platform looks. Under this, I'm choosing login and sign up. We required a proper Gmail ID and I'm using the login with Google. As I already have my Gmail ID, I'm just choosing that option. So once it is landed, this is how the page will look like. So I'm just going for the learn to code. Under this, I'm choosing the code playground option. So this is what the block programming looks like. And you may notice this could be the code playground 1 where the block programming we will be learning. And this could be the languages. We have the languages like Python, JavaScript and HTML. And this could be the run option after drop and drag, that is after the block is based, in the sense we need to set a run. and this could be the reset. Reset, it is nothing but where all the blocks, if you want to remove, and if you want to refresh the page, in the sense you can use this reset option. And this could be the output. Whatever the block placed over here, the coding will be executed, that is the programming or code will executed in this code playground, and the output will be displayed in the output screen. You may notice on the left side panel, you will have a lot of panels like input, logic, loop, math, text, list, and the color, custom button, variable, and function. So just click on this. You will have a lot of blocks over here. Under the input, whatever the data, if you want to input, in the sense you can use this logic, in the sense it is nothing but where you will have a if do else, and you will have an option like an arithmetic of addition, subtraction, and Boolean basis of and, or, not, or true or false will be listed over here. Under the loops, you will have an options like each and do while and repeat, all will be under the loop basis. Under the mathematic, you will have a lot of options like round off, square root, trigonometry, arithmetic operators. Arithmetic, it is nothing but addition, subtraction, multiplication, and so on. Even you can find out the remainder, integers, all it will be listed under the math basis. Whatever the math operation, if you want to use, in the sense, just go for the snap. Under this, choose a math. And if you want to type any text or string or character, just go for the snap of text. Under the text, here also you will have a lot of options like empty text, appendant, and if you want to find the length of the text, in the sense you can use this length. And the main thing, whatever the result, if you want to print, in the sense you have to use an option of print. Print, it is nothing but it's specified, or it gives a printout the specified value or a text or number, and so on. It will be all the text relevant, or all the characters will be listed under the text basis. The next important concept is list, which is nothing but where you can find out the empty list, length, get, set. All it will be clearly explained in your next sessions. And if you want to make a text or a numbers to be color, in the sense you can go through for this particular option. You will have an enormous number of colors. Maybe if you are placing over on this screen, in the sense, just right click. So you may notice on this code playground, it will be listed the coding over here. If you want to delete it, just right click and delete this block. Yes. And the main concept for Python basic is variable. Under the variable, here it will not listed nothing, because since we want to create a variable, that is what here I have been empty over here. And one more concept is function, where the function, it is nothing but you will have some option over here, and this is what about the block basis. I'm just going to explain a simple example. I'm just going for the snap of text. Under this, I'm choosing an option of print. Just drag and place over here. Once it is placed over here, in the sense, just come to your code playground where it have been listed the coding. So you didn't type the coding, but you just dragged. Once if it is dragged, in the sense, based on your block, it will be listed the coding. To print out the ABC, the coding is nothing but print, and to open brace, though it is a string, it has been opened with a single quote and ended with a single quote and a closing brace. Once the coding is done over here, just click the button of run. Yes, of course our output is displayed over here. If you want to delete this block, just right click and delete this block. Okay, or we may try for the reset option. I'm just dragged and placed over here and just choosing the reset. See the difference? Yes. And again I'm trying to place an option of print ABC. Now I'm just making this to be deleted. Just drag and place over here. It will be deleted, and that is, it will be removed in your dustbin. Okay, this is you may call it as a dustbin or delete options. So you can either delete this by right click, or you just drag and place over here. It will be erased from the part. Okay, this is could be the block basis. Similarly, we can try for the code playground too. I'm just moving for the code playground. This is call it as text editor platform. Um, in block 1, that is in code playground, where you will be learning the coding through block basis, just drag and drop. In text editor platform, where you will be typing the code and the output will be executed. So I may consider this same example. If I want to print a character of ABC, for this I need to type as print, and I need to open the brace. Though it is a character or string, I have to use single quote A, B, C. So automatically the quote has been closed and the brace has been closed. Now I am using the run option. It is displayed on my output. Similarly, here also the reset, it is nothing but it will reset the screen. Yes, I hope you have understood how the block programming and the text editor is working through ZNYR platform. So I just want to give a quick review about my ZNYR platform. I required a proper login, and once a Gmail ID is synchronized, in the sense I will be learning the Python language initially through block basis, where the screen look like this. Under this you will have a lot of options. Keep in mind, to print a character or to give an output, we should use a statement of print. Unless without using the print statement, the output will not displayed. When I am going for the code playground 2, it is nothing but text editor platform, where I will be typing the coding and the program will be executed on my screen. So this is what the overview of my ZNYR platform. So on my next session, I will explain and I will try to make you all to run the program by starting the concept of variable. Until then, just go through with the session and wait for the next session. It could be quite interesting to learn the Python. So thank you so much for your kind. Hello guys, welcome to Code Ghante Coding Studio. Yes, in today's session we are going to learn the Python of variable concept. A variable, it is nothing but the data that you alter. Yes, what it means actually? It is nothing but the data that that we can change when the user is asked a question. For example, we may consider our age as a variable. Our age could be changed on every year. So this could be happen in program also. That is, the variation or varieties will be take place during the program executions. Of course, for variable, it has some memory location. It requires some memory space too. So it means that when the data from the variable is read, in the sense, it makes a memory location to be copied and it perform in calculation also. Just keep in mind, variable, it is nothing but that the value could be changes on every time. Just keep in mind the example of your age. Your age could be changed on every year. We may take a simple example like my x could be as a variable. I'm substituting x equal to 1. Now I'm changing the value as 1 as 2. Now I'm changing the value as 3, and so on. Now the x value has been changing from 1 till whatever the value if I'm entering, it will be adapt or it will be stored in your x. So this is a simple example of variable 2. So just keep in mind, the variable, it is nothing but data that you will alter. Okay, now I'm going to teach how the variable is used in the block basis. For this, I'm going to my ZNYR platform. As I mentioned, variable in the programming language, it named that the value can be changed or varied. Variable can be used in a different ways. My first way could be like under the block of logic, where I can use with an options like count with and for each basis, for loop. Okay, and even on the traditional basis, where we can use a variables like loop oriented. Loop, it is nothing but for and repeat and while basis. This is also where we can define the values or define the variables by using the logic and loop. And even user, that is, we can also define the values through the functions, which may call it as parameters or argument. Parameters, it is nothing but where we will be defining the object, whereas in the case of argument we will be defining the values. For example, if I am considering an area of a circle, the area of a circle formula is pi r square, which is an example of parameters. If I am substituting the value for r, which is entering the value r as something as 3, 6, 9, something, whatever the value, if I am entering the r value, then it is called it as argument. So argument, it is nothing but passing the value. Parameter, it is nothing but you are passing the maybe the procedures or the functions. So next thing, under the snap, you may notice the variable. This is nothing but where user can create the variable at any point or at any place. So by using the option or by using the block of set. This traditional method where we can make the variable as global. It means that if we are creating a variable under this block, it will create as a global basis. We cannot, or it does not, the block, it does not support for the local variable. Keep in mind, when we are creating the variable at any point, it works as a global basis and it won't support on the local basis. Okay, as now I am going to create the variable. For this, I am just clicking the option of variable. Under this, I am choosing a set variable, and you may notice the sub-menu option of a new variable name. Choose any name. I have already created a set of options like X, color. It depends upon your wish, but create the variable in a defined, that is in a correct way. Yes. Now I am going to create a variable of X, which I already created. I am choosing an option and just clicking the OK button. So once it is created in the sense, you may notice set, change, and this could be the variable. Set, it is nothing but where it makes a block to assign the value. Okay. For example, I created the variable of X, which makes the X to be set the value, whatever the loop I'm inserting over here, it will make that the value will be substituted on the X. I'm choosing this option, just drag and place over here. Just see on your code playground, you may notice X equal to none and X equal to 0. Since in this loop we didn't substitute any value, that is what it in over here it has been showing as 0. Now I'm adding the math. I'm just going for the math. Under this, I'm choosing this option. This option, it is nothing but where you can enter the value or number. Just drag and place over here and just click on it. Now change the number as 1. Okay. Hope you understood. So now just come over on your code playground. Here you may notice the X value has been changed as now as 1. Now I want to print the value of X. So to print, I need to set the text. I need to go for the text. Under, I need to choose a print and I need to place over here. Since I need to print the value of X, I'm just going for the variable. Under this, I'm choosing the X and clicking the run button. Now, please check over here. The output has been shown over here. Okay. So now I'm going to try on my text editor platform. That is, I'm going for the code playground 2. So initially I need to get the value of X. That is, initially I need to set a variable. For this, I'm setting the variable as X equal to 1. And I need to print the value of X. Print X. Now I'm trying for the run option. Yes, the output is executed. I hope the simple program has been executed. Next, I'm going to try on the math basis. Under the block, again I'm going to create the same X variable. Just drag and place over here. Under this, the math operation, I'm just using this option. This option, it is nothing but where it returns the values or where it adds a sum of two numbers. So I'm just placing over here, and under this you may notice a sub-menu option. Just click on the sub-menu option. You will have a lot of arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators, it is nothing but where you will have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, exponential, and so on. Okay, so now I'm changing the value over here as 2, maybe like 4. Now I'm going to add these two values, that is 2 plus 4, which need to print on my X. For this, again I'm going for the text and choosing the option of print, and under the variable I'm just dragging and placing over here and making as run. Now my output has been shown over here as 6. Okay, similarly just try for other operations too. I'm just trying for 2 minus 4 and I'm making as run. So my output is minus 2. Similarly, try for 2 into 4 and just make it as run. My output is 8. Please come to the code playground and see the coding part 2. So you not to worry x equal to none. Okay, just concentrate on x equal to 2 into 4 print x. It's a very simple thing. Just try on your text editor platform too. I'm just trying for the other operators like division. Just run this option. Okay, exponential, fine. 2 power 4, it is 16. Try for the text editor platform also. Now I'm writing the variable x2 plus, maybe you can try like x1 equal to 2, x2 equal to 4, and I'm making x3. I'm just declaring one more variable where x1 plus x2. So to print the variable of x3, I need to type the statement as x3. Now I need to close the brace. Okay, so I'm running the option. Yes, my addition is working. I'm trying for my minus option. It's working. Super. I'm trying for my multiplication operation. Yes, it's working. I'm trying for my division operation. Maybe I'm just choosing some other. I'm sorry. Division. Yes, everything is working. Every arithmetic operator is working on block basis as well as on text editor too. Yes, I'm going for my code playground again, and under this I'm choosing my variable where I have created the x. I'm trying for my next options. So you may notice the option as change. This change, it is nothing but it adds a value or number to the variable. So whatever the variable I declared over here, whatever the number is added to the change, it will make the variable to add the value. For example, maybe okay, I'm just going to create one more variable which is nothing but age. Okay, so I'm just choosing set age over here. To delete this option, just right click and delete this block. I need to set the value or number over here. Though the age it is based on number, I'm just moving for my math. Under this I'm choosing a number and I'm making as 12. Now I need to change my age. For this, again I'm moving for my variable. Under this I'm placing the change, and I need the output of my variable, that is output of my age. For this I'm choosing my text. Under this print and placing the age over here. Okay, so just come to your playground and you may notice from number import number, which is nothing but one of the class or object which works in the Python platform, and age, which is now you substituted the value as 12, and I'm making my age to be changed plus 1. That is what the statement is written over here, and I need the output. For this I'm using the statement of print age. Now I'm making the option to be to make the output as right or wrong. For this I'm using the run option. Yes, the output has been displayed as 13. So if you are changing the value over here as 4, just try. Yes, it is also working. So it is not mandate that you need to place a value of 1. It is up to your wish that you can change. So under this drop-down menu, just see the option what are the variables has been created. Already I created the variable as age x. These are the variable. If you want to rename the variable, choose this option, or if you want to delete the variable, choose the delete option. Okay. So we may notice two blocks. One is set. Set, it is nothing but it change or it assigns a value. Change, it is nothing but where it increase a value adds a number to the variable. Okay, you will have one more block which is nothing but get block, where it provides a value stored in a variable without changing it. I'm just repeating again. Get, it is nothing but where the value stored in the variable without changing it. Okay, so I hope you have understood the block basis. Now I'm going to try a simple example, and for this I'm just deleting this block and I'm going for the list where I'm choosing a list and placed over here, and I planned like this text, it is nothing but where a letter or word which we can enter. So I'm placed over here your age now. Okay, and I need to print my variable of age, and I placed over here. Okay, so keep in mind any character or any string which should be enclosed with single quote or double quote in Python. So just keep in mind. Okay, so I'm just doing the run. Before that, please go through with the code playground. So this is nothing but the class object is declared from Python, where import, it is nothing but it gives the installation to the Python that we need to process. Here I define the variable as 12 and I need to change the value, and I need to print and I need to print the value of my age. So since this particular loop is empty, that is what here it has been showing as none. Now I'm trying for the run option. Yes, the program is executed. I hope you have understood. We have tried the variable by using the math with a lot of operators like arithmetic, and even we tried for the text basis. Now we are going to try with the math basis as well as with the text basis. Yes, next I'm going to try with my variable with a snap of text basis. So for this, I'm going to create a variable which is nothing but greeting. So it have been listed set, change and greeting. I'm choosing the first option where I need to assign the value. Under this, I'm trying to choose this particular, it is nothing but if you want to add any text or letter, you may use this option. I'm just placing over here and I'm typing as hello. And again, I'm just moving for the text and I'm using this particular option. This option, it is nothing but where it adds some text or variable to the item. For example, if I'm already under the greeting variable, I have made the text as hello. Now I need to add one more word, that is world. For this, I'm just using this appended text. Appended text, it is nothing but where it adds new text or letter to the variable. For this, just under the drop menu, you need to change it as greeting and you need to add the word. So though it is a word, for this I'm going for my empty text and placing over here and typing as world and I need to print this greeting. To print this greeting, again I'm choosing for the text, under this selecting the print, and I'm choosing the variable over here. Just please go to their code playground. See the coding over here. Initially, I have declared the variable as greeting, and though it is a string, I used the quote. that is single quote or double quote can be used. And next, my greeting, appendant, it is nothing but joining. Appendant, it is nothing but joining. For though it is a string, I have used the statement as str. Str, it is nothing but string. To add a string, I need to use a plus. Plus, it is nothing but concatenate. Concatenate, it means that it combines a word or combines the numbers. So now, though it is a string, it has been mentioned over here as str. For any string or character, we need to use a function as str. To combine, we need to use plus, which may call it as concatenate. And I need to print this greeting. For this, I used the statement of print greeting. Now I am trying for the run option. Just see, hello world has been printed. Similarly, please try on your text editor platform. Next, under the text, I am choosing my length. Even I can find the length of the character or string which includes a space in the text which has been given. For this, I'm just placing my print over here. I'm just removing, maybe you can substitute this variable and try for the run option. See, under the greeting, it has been added the word of hello world. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the total length has been mentioned over here. Okay. To find out the length, we have used the function as len. And one more function we have already read is for string or a character, we have to use str. Yes. I'm just moving for the next one. This is nothing but an empty text which returns the text to be empty. And this particular function or this particular block, it is used to return the index. Index, it is nothing but the position of the letter. For example, hello world. H is in the position of 0. E in the position of 1. L in the position of maybe 2. So when it come from, though the letters are come from, we normally return from the left to right side. So the index position, it start from the 0. Okay, and if it is start from the right side to left side, it start from the value from -1. Keep in mind, to find out the index of the text from left to right, it start from 0. From right to left, it start from minus. Okay, so I'm just placing over here. Okay, and I'm deleting this option. Maybe we can delete it. So I'm renaming as greeting, and I'm just deleting all this block. It doesn't require for me. I'm just deleting this too. Okay, so now I need to find out the word occurrence, the word from the greeting which I need to find out. So maybe, I'm sorry, I need to set a variable, no? So maybe I'm just using this, the text. So I'm just making a duplicate, placing over here, and hello. I'm just typing as E. Under the submenu, you will have a first and last. First is nothing but it start from the first option. Yes, I have entered the E and find out the position as E position in the form of second. Okay, when I'm choosing the last and I'm making as run, from here also it is second. Now just go for your coding playground. So under the coding playground, to find out the position of the text, we are using the function as rfind. Rfind. So we have read the three functions. One is string str, and we have read length len. To find out, we are using the function as rfind. Okay. So I'm just going for the my next block. So my next block is under the text. I may choosing this uppercase, and I need to print out for this. Again, I'm choosing this one and placing my loop over here. you will have a lot of options like uppercase, lowercase, title case. Uppercase, it is nothing but where it makes the case to be the letter to be in a alphabets or upper. Lowercase, it is nothing but where it makes a letter on the lower basis. Title, it is nothing but it makes the first letter of your word to be the uppercase. Yes, once the uppercase has been chosen, just come to your playground. See, to make the word to be an upper, we have to use the syntax as UPPER. Okay, so I'm just running the option. See, now your sentence or the word has been made as a bold one, and now I'm choosing the one more option as a lower, and just see on your playground it changed as lower, LOWER, and I'm choosing the third option, title. Now I'm making us, so here your first word has been, your first letter has been changed as caps. So for this, the playground, that is the function, is title. Okay, TITLE, open brace and close brace, and this, though it is a string, it has been closed with single quote. Okay, so this could be worked. This particular option, it makes your word to be in a different cases like uppercase, lowercase, as well as with the title case. Okay, so maybe already we know the benefits of print. Print, it is nothing but where it prints the values or the text numbers. Okay, so we left with the two options. One is trim spaces and other one is prompt. Okay, I have chosen a variable where I have been set the text to be as an hello. Now I'm using the, under the text I have been dragged a block which is nothing but get. Normally get, it is nothing but it return the letter at the specified position. For example, I need to get the letter, I need to get the value of E, I need to mention, or like I'm mentioning the position, the value, and it return the letter. For example, see, I have created a variable no. Now I have been printed in the text, I have been chosen the variable get letter. So I didn't mention as in nothing. Under this you will have a one option to be empty. I have mentioned the value, the specified position as 2. Now I am running this. See, it will be listed the value of E. So the second position of this word, it returned the letter and it has been displayed in your output. Okay, so just come to your code playground. So you may notice greeting and it has been specified the position. Okay, so though the position it has been under the index, it has start from 0. Okay, so under the drop down menu you will have a lot of options. I'm just choosing letter from the end. Okay, now I'm trying the run. Yes, and I'm trying for the, so when you chosen letter from the end, please check your playground. It start from the right to left. That is what it has been mentioned on the minus. Now I am choosing with the first letter, so it won't required. That is what the loop has been disclosed. Now delete this block and now run. So the first letter has been displayed. See the changes in your playground. The position is 0. Now I'm changing the last letter, and so it start from -1. Okay, so it's O. Random, any letter it can be displayed. For any letter, the function has been used as text underscore random underscore letter. Okay, even just see your code playground over here. Define, it is nothing but where you will be learning the function concept. Define, under this you have been defined the object. Under this you have declared the functions. Int, it is nothing but integer. Len, we already known it is length. Return, it return the value of the text. Okay, so that is what the output has been displayed over here. So get, it is nothing but it specified or return the letter at the specified position. Okay, so next I'm going to try for the trim. Trim, it is nothing but it return or copy the text with with the space that remove from the both sides. You will have a lot of options like both sides, left side and right sides. Trim, it is nothing but it trims the text. Okay, it cut the text. So I'm just going to explain the get subtracting option. For this, I already placed my block over here and I'm enabling. So in the text, I'm just choosing this option. I'm just typing the text as A, B, C, D, E. And I'm also making these options to be enable. Okay. So under this submenu, you will have a lot of options like letter from the end and the first letter. I'm just choosing the first letter. Where it need to subtract from the third position. Just go ahead with your playground. It start double colon with 3 where it cuts the 3 from the third position. Just now I'm trying for the run C. It cuts the A, B, C and it displays output over here. Now I'm trying for the letter. So here I need to place some position. So for this I'm using this and I'm making as maybe 1. So it cut from the first and end with the third position. So it is similar to your first letter. Okay. The same output has been displayed. Now I am trying for the letter from the end. So letter from the end, once if you've chosen over here, see it start from the right to left. Now I am trying for the run option. Though it doesn't have any from the right to left, that is what the output has been displayed over here as empty. Okay. So similarly, you can try for the print off under trim. Trim, as I mentioned, it is nothing but it removes the space with the space removed from one or both ends. Prompt, it is nothing but it gives the user for a number. Okay. So this is what about the explanation of the text by using the variable. I hope you have understood how to create a variable. Under the variable, we have learned lot of things under the text basis. That is, we have done the get, we have read about the appendant. Appendant, it is nothing but joining the text. We can make the text to be occurrence. We can subtract the text. We can make the text to be the uppercase, lowercase, and even for the title cases. The main thing is we have read about the print. Print, it is nothing but it prints a text or a number which will be displayed in your output screen. So maybe on the next session we will be learning the one more interesting topic of Python. Try to learn the block basis. Please implement on your text editor platform to understand the concept of variable. I thank you. Keep listen on to the next session. Thank you so much. Hello friends, welcome to Code Ghante Coding Studio. In last session, hope you understand the variable by learning through block basis as well as with text editor. In today's session, you are going to learn a next interesting fact about Python where you will be learning data type. Yes, data type, it is nothing but classification or categorization of a data item. For example, if I am taking the variable x equal to 1, here I'm making that data as numbers, and again I'm taking the one more variable as greeting and I'm making the statement here as hello, greeting equal to hello. Here I make the data type as string or character. So we are making that data in a classification or categorize whether it in the form of number or character. So that may we call it as data type. So keep in mind, data type, it is nothing but either it can be a number format or it can be in a character or string format. So we have some data types and just want to explain you. Just please hold. So as I mentioned, data type, it is nothing but classification that dictates whether the variable or object hold in a computer programming. So some data types are, which is nothing but the first one is Boolean. Boolean, it gives a result either true or false. For example, if I am coming to office, whether my office is holiday or it have a lot of work. So either the condition could be like true or false. Or the second data type is character. So character, it is nothing but either it is a string basis or like a word basis. And my third is date. Date is nothing but it which represent the format of month, date and year. Double, which is nothing but it have a enormous number of decimal values. Floating point number, which represent in the decimal position. Example of 1.234. Integer. Integer, it is nothing but where it have a positive integer or negative integer. And third one is, the last one is long, where it have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Short, it have only one value. So these are the some common data type where it has been used in Python or also in some other languages too. Built-in, yes. Next I'm going to tell built-in data types in Python. Some functions are already built-in data type. So which is nothing but binary, and second is Boolean. Boolean, I already explained, it is in the format of true or false. So the third set type is frozen set and set, and the mapping type could be dict. Dict, it is nothing but dictionary. It is very important concept in Python. And the sequence types are range, tuple, list. Of course, this types also important in Python. This could be learned in your maybe on intermediate or in advanced level. Under the data type, I will be explaining in today's session of list in a very clear manner by using the block basis as well as on the text editor. Numeric type, which has three categories, three data type. One is complex, and second is float, third is integer. Integer, I already mentioned with an example of 1, 2, 3, 4. Either it could be the positive integer or negative integer. Negative integer in the sense minus 1, 2, 3, 4. This could be the example. Float, which is already mentioned over here, which represent on the decimal value. Complex, it is nothing but where it have a real and imaginary part. The imaginary part could be defined on the I basis. Example, 4 plus 5i is an example of complex. And next and the last one is text type, which is nothing but str. Str, which already we learned on the variable, which is nothing but string. So these are the predefined or built-in data type in Python. I just want to recollect it. One is binary, Boolean, set, mapping, sequence, numeric and text. These are the 6 inbuilt data type in Python. So I just want to give a clear idea about the dictionary, tuple and list in the coming session. Yes, I hope you have understood the data type and the built-in data type in Python. So I plan to give a 3 data type which I want to give a clear explanation. First one is list. Let me consider an example. In your home, you will have a lot of pets. Under this pet, you may think to keep the names. If your new pet is adding in the sense, you can keep the new pet to the new name. It means that what I'm trying to tell in the sense, list, it is nothing but where we can add an item, where we can replace the item, where we can delete an item. Okay. Whereas in the case of tuple, it is similar to the list, but the values or the item will be fixed. For example, if I'm considering the month, the first month of the year could be January, the second month of year could be February, and it goes on. So when it comes for the 12th month, it is nothing, it is December. We cannot change the month, so it is already fixed, and so it won't change their list, or we cannot make their order to be in unorder. Okay, so all it could be in an order basis. When it comes to dictionary, it is similar to list, but the thing is, the slight variation is, maybe we can call it as order basis. For example, if I'm taking a yellow pages or phone book, I'm searching a name. Maybe I'm searching the name of Anu. It will represent the phone number along with the address. It means that it fetches the details of the relevant details too. So similarly, dictionaries also works on it. It will be represented by the double colon and it will be separated by the comma. Okay. So I'm just want to give an overview of what we have already discussed. Yes. Under the list, it will be represented in the format of square bracket and Dictionary could be represented with the curly braces, or we may represent it on the open braces too. Tuple we can represent with this one. And the some few points which we need to remember under the list is, it is non-homogeneous data type. So non-homogeneous data type, it is nothing but all the elements will be placed in a single or multiple rows and columns. Okay, and of course list could be represented under square bracket, and we can allow under the list we can create a duplicate element. Okay, so I'm just making a list, we can create duplicate elements. Okay, for example, if I'm adding a new cat, the list will be added. Okay, the new cat will be placed on either in the order basis of 1, 2nd, 3rd. It is our interest. Based on our interest we can change the positions too. Okay, and one more key point is, which is very important under the list, it is nothing but list is mutable. It is very important. Mutable, it is nothing but we can separate the data. For example, if I'm adding a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I want to remove the letter of second letter in the sense, it is possible in the list. Whereas in the case of tuple, it is not possible. Okay. Yes. Similarly, tuple is also a non-homogeneous data type, and it will be represented on the open braces, the same thing. And here also in tuple we can create a duplicate element, but this is tuple is immutable. We cannot separate the data. Whereas in the case of dictionary, yes, of course it is also follows on non-homogeneous data type, where the only one difference is it is also mutable. That is, in dictionary it is also mutable. That is, we can separate the data type. Yes, I hope you have understood the list, dictionary and tuple. Keep the example in your mind. The first example for the list is your pet names. For tuple, it is a fixed the month of your year, and the dictionary is, you can keep as yellow pages or phone book, where it fetches the relevant details with the respective names. Yes, without delay, let me start this session for how we can use the list in block basis as well as on the text editor. For this, I'm just using my ZNYR platform. Yes, we can start. Yes, I'm landed with my platform. I'm ready to teach the list. I'm just using my snap. Under this, you will have an option like a list, where you will have already the block basis as first occurrence, empty list, list with items. So these are the things we are going to read or try in today's session. Yes, initially to create my list, I need to set a variable. I'm just choosing the variable. Under this, I'm creating a variable of maybe the word. So I'm just okay. So I'm setting the variable, dragging and place over here. And now I'm just going for the list. Maybe I'm just placing over here. Just notice. Just come to your playground. See, I created the variable word, where I already mentioned the list. It could be represented under the square bracket. Of course, here the word has been listed with a square bracket, but it with an empty list. We didn't create any element. That is what it has been mentioned over as empty list. Okay. Yes. Again, I'm moving for my list. Under this, I'm creating a list. So I'm just placing over here, and I'm deleting this empty list. Okay. So now I plan to create the list with letters. So if I want to create a letter, which snap I need to use? Yes, of course I need to go for the text. Under this, I have to choose this empty one, and I'm placing over here. Now I'm making as a duplicate. Okay, so now I am placing over here, and I'm making as apple, orange and banana. Okay, So please check on your code playground. Once when you drop on the playground, the word variable has been created and it has been listed with apple, orange and banana. Though it is a string, it is enclosed with a single quote. Now I need to print the word. So for this, again I have to go for print and I'm choosing the option print, and I need to set the variable over here. I'm just dragging and placing here and making us run. So the output has been displayed. Similarly, we can try on the text editor platform. Let me check. I'm creating letter, the same example, and I'm creating this list. So under the list, I'm making A and it is separated by B, comma, and it is separated by comma. So your element should be separated by comma, keep in mind. So now it is enclosed with a square bracket. So I need to print the letter. So print letter. Okay, now I'm trying for the run option. So the output has been displayed on the text editor with a simple program. So next I'm going to try with my block basis. Maybe I'm going to try with the number. For this, I already created a variable of number. So I'm making as OK and placing over here. Next I'm choosing the list. Under the choose list, I'm just making as create a list with, though I need to place a number. For this I'm just going for the math. Under this I'm just placing this one, making as duplicate and duplicate. So now I'm changing the value as 1, 2 and 3. Now I'm making the program to be run, but to run the program I need to print the value. So for this again I'm going for the print and placing over the variable number over here. Just come to your code playground too. It is similar to your letter, where instead of letter it has been placed with the number. Now run the option. Yes, please try on your text editor platforms too. Yes, we have done the list with, one is with empty list and second with a number and third with the letters. Next we can try with the colors. For this again I'm going to create a variable color. Okay, so now I'm resetting this and set color, and I'm going for the list. Under this I'm choosing this option. You may notice this particular option. This option, it is useful to make one more loop. Just right click. See, once if the right click is clicked, in the sense you may notice a submenu option. Maybe just drag and place over here. Just drag and place over here. If you want to remove that item, see. Okay, fine. Okay, and now I want to place a color, so that I'm using this one, placing over here, and I'm just making duplicate. To rechange the color, just right click on this block and rechange the color. See, on your playground, based on the color, on the coding basis, it has been reflected over like this. To print the color, just go for the option of the text under this choose print and set the variable to color and run the option. Okay, so next we can try the list with the different types. That is, we are going to add with the letter, color as well as with a number. So maybe for this I'm setting the variable as maybe as an age, and okay, I'm deleting this list. This color could be fine, and I want to add one more list item. So for this I'm making over here. So here I'm plan to fix a text. So I'm making this loop over here, and max I'm placing over here, and I'm typing as ZNYR, and this could be 2021, and I need to print this particular text. For this I'm just going for the print and I'm making the variable as age. Okay, so just go ahead with your playground. See, I had it with the different values. One is with the text, and second with the color, and third with the number. Try to run the program. Yes, my output is executed. Similarly, please try on your text editor platform. Just declare a list. List under this you have to mention with a square bracket. Print that list. The output will be executed in your text editor platform too. Next, I'm going to reset this. Under the list, we have a different block. Hope you noticed. I'm choosing this create a list with item, where it is nothing but it will repeat or multiply the numbers or letter whatever the item is mentioned over here. See, I'm just making over here. Just see on your code playground. Though already 5 is a default, it has been mentioned as into 5. You can change the value. I need to place some text over here. First, initially, I need to create a variable. So already I create a variable as word. I'm just making as word. So I need to place some text. For this, I'm choosing this one. Okay. Maybe this could be the fine. Okay. So I have done a variable where I create a list with item of welcome to ZNYR. Just see on your code playground. Now you are expecting output could be the welcome to ZNYR has need to be printed under 5 times. If you want to change the value, I'm making as 10. Now I'm running the program. Why the output is not displaying? Yes, to display the output, I need to use print. Now I am making my variable. Now run. Yes, the output has been displayed. Let me try on the text editor platforms too. So I'm plan to declare the same variable as word. So under this I'm displaying as, though it is a string, welcome to ZNYR. So it need to print out under 5 times. So for this I'm using the multiple sign, and the display has to be shown. Yes, my output is executed. Again, I'm going to try with the block basis with a different block one. So for this, I'm just going for my list. Okay, already you have learned about the length, which on the text basis. Length, it is nothing but where it shows length of your text or a character or the list. Okay, so for this, I'm placing over here. It need to show the result. So for this, I'm choosing the print option, and I'm placing the thing over here. For length, the function is len. Yes, maybe if I'm placing the text, I'm typing as ZNYR, the output is displayed. If you want to make the list, in the sense, just go for the list, maybe. Okay, I'm trying with the print option. So I'm going to create a variable. Already I'm going to create a variable. So word. Okay. So maybe this can be placed over here. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to add math. The color. See, come to your code playground. So under the code playground, I have initiated with the text as well as numbers, and under the list I'm going to find out the length. So now I'm trying to the run option. Here it shows as 3. So the total list is 3. That is what it is displayed over here. Okay. So maybe we can try with other list options too. Yes. Next, I have taken a list of print in the list find first occurrence. This is nothing but where I have created a variable. Under the variable, I have created a text which is nothing but hi, very good morning. So this particular block, it will make where, that is where the index or the first or last occurrence of an item, in which position it has been placed. Maybe I want to search the word of very under the first position. I'm just making as run. So which is in the case of fourth places or fourth specified index it has been mentioned. Now I'm searching as which is not in the statement unicorn I'm typing. So I'm choosing as run. So it shows empty because this particular unicorn, it is not in your statement. Maybe under the submenu you will have an option like a first and last. Maybe I'm trying the word, placing the word as very and setting as first and making as run. Just come to your playground. So as I already mentioned, it is a function defined. It is nothing but function where you have been mentioned the variable as first underscore index and my list that should be represent on the element. So it should return the value, that is what it have been we have mentioned the return, and your index, normally your index should be start from 0. So that is what it mentioned with 0, and your index value should be goes on with +1. It need to check with the other characters too. That is what we have been added with +1. So here we have declared the word of hi, very good morning, where it need to start from the first. That is what it is mentioned as first underscore index, which already the object has been mentioned in your function. Okay. So similarly, you can try on the text editor platform too. Again, I'm trying to with my list of get option. This option, it is purely useful get the value or return the item which is specified the positions. So for this, I'm placing my block over here. Initially, I need to create a variable. Okay, let me try with the color basis. So I already create a variable. So I'm placing the set over here and I'm placing my, this could be like this, and I'm choosing my list like the, okay, fine, and I'm going to choose a print option. So I'm going to place my colors, duplicate, duplicate. So maybe okay. So here I need to change my variable as color. See, kindly notice on your playground. Once on the playground, it shows a coding basis on the each color, and we need to print the color which we want to get. So maybe you have an option like from the end, first, last, and random. Maybe here you have an options like get and remove, and even if you want to remove it, you can use this particular options. So we need to specify some value over here. Though it based on the value, I'm choosing like this, maybe 1. I'm trying for the from the end it start from -1. Yes. So though from the end this color has been mentioned over here. Okay, I'm trying for my first, so it doesn't require this particular loop. That is what it is overcome from the loop. So just delete it and now try for the run. Yes, and try for your last option C, your minus value. Try for the random. Randomly the color will be displayed. Any random. Okay, so this is also one example for the list where we can get the get. We can try for the rest of the option like get and remove. Maybe I'm trying for the remove. Under the remove also you will have a same thing. Just see your syntax or coding over here. Here the function has been defined. The function, they have created a name which is nothing but list underscore remove or random. So already we have learned for random we have to use a function as random. To remove we are using the function as remove. So that is what it has been done over here, and try to run. So maybe it falls some error because I need to fix some values over here. So that is okay. Just yes. We may try one more time to reset. I'm just going to try one more time. A list okay. So now I'm going to move for my list. Under this I need to get color, maybe remove. So I'm placing 2. So print option has been used. So it won't work out since this block is different. Okay. So to remove, just notice the method or list we are using is pop. P-O-P. Okay. Keep in mind. So under the list, we also have some more options like which is nothing but set, get sublist, make delimiters. So these are something which we are going to explain right now. So I'm just placing the delimiter. Delimiter, it is nothing but split the list from the text. So you may notice the option over here, list from the text and text from the list. So text from the list in the sense, see, your code playground is changed as join. So it will join the text, whereas list from the text in the sense it will be splitted from the list. Okay, so let me try with an example. So I'm just moving for the print and I'm placing this under the list. I'm choosing as the delimiter option. I'm making the list from the text, so I need to place some text over here. For this I'm going this one and placing over here, making as duplicate and placing over here. Now I'm making as minus or like hyphen 32 hyphen 355 hyphen and just random one. Okay, so now I'm running this option. See, notice this splitted your number or characters. But if you want to split the option, you have to use a delimiter in the block basis, whereas in the case of text editor, you have to use an option of split. Similarly, I'm going to try from the text from the list. So for this, I'm deleting this block. I need to place some list. So maybe can I use this one? So I need to place some text. I'm duplicating this one and duplicating this one and placing over here and placing over here. Now I'm making here as 322, 355, maybe 555. Now I'm running this option. See, it has been joined the list. It has been joined the text. Yes, Next, I'm going to try with the list option of set and insert. For this, I'm choosing this one. Just drag and place over here, and I'm creating a variable that is word. Maybe I'm setting a text as hello, very good morning. Okay, so under the list I need to change it as the variable as word. So where I'm setting as set, and here I'm changing as maybe, okay, this one. I'm going for the text. So I'm placing here as the value. So I'm making, let me explain after getting the result. I'm placing the variable. I'm repeating the same process. I'm just creating the variable once again. Word. So I'm creating the list, create a list item. Maybe I'm trying this option. So under this I need to fix the text. So I'm making as very. Okay. So again I'm going for the list. Under the list I'm choosing this option and changing as word. Maybe I need to fix some value over here. So math operation is used, and I'm going to this duplicate. I'm changing as good. I'm changing the position here as 3. So let me try. I'm moving print word. So run. See, now you find out the solution. I mean, you find out the output. Under the third position, the very has been changed as good. For this, I'm just using under the playground as word. Second position should be placed as good. This is a simple code where you can use on your text editor. Similarly, I'm just trying for insert it. So insert in the sense where it will insert under the third position of letter or character as good. So for this I'm using the function as word dot insert under the second position as good. Now I'm trying to run this block. See, so the total characters or letter over here is 6. Under the third position, good word has been inserted. We may have a question whether two lists can be joined or not. Let me try on the text editor platform. For example, I may take my list 1 as and passing in here as character A. I am splitting as comma B and C. Maybe C. And I'm creating my list 2 with the numbers. Now I need to join this 2 list. For this, I'm creating one more list. To join a 2 list or a 2 string, we already learned the plus sign has to be used. So I'm just adding the plus sign L1, 2. Now I need to print this list. So again I'm passing the variable and now I'm printing the value. The error is nothing but I didn't close the brace over here, the closing brace. Let me check. Yes. So keep in mind in Python 2 lists can be added. Similarly, we can try on the block basis. For this, I need to create a variable of list 1. Okay, so I need to pass a list over here. For maybe I'm creating this, and under this I want to place a text, so that I'm just duplicating this one, duplicating this one. So I'm making as A, B, C. So again I am going to create a one more variable, which is nothing but, so I don't want to rename it, so I'm going to create a variable list 2. Okay, I'm deleting this one, and again I'm making duplicate this one. Here I need to add the number, so that I'm deleting this block. So I'm changing the values over here. So again I'm creating one more variable, which is list 3. So since I need to add 2 listers, addition operation has been used. So for this I'm going for this one, and I need to place my list over here. So I'm choosing this list, and again I'm choosing this 2 list, and I need to print my list 3. So for this I'm going for my print, and I'm going for my list 3 and placing over here. Now I'm running this option. Yes, my list, it is working on my block basis as well as on the text editor. Hope you understood. On the today's session we have learned a lot of things on the list. Under the list we have created the empty list, we have repeated, we have find out the length, we have find out the list with text, list with colors, list with numbers, we have found out the set, we have inserted the text, we have delimited and joined. Delimited, we are used the function as a split, and for joining we have used the option as a join. We may also use we can sublist from the main list. We can also get the list. So these are the 2 things which have an additional option on the block basis. I hope you have understood the today's session. On the next session you are going to learn one more interesting fact about Python language. Until then, stay tuned and try to connect with more programs with a block basis as well as on text editor by using the ZNYR platform. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello friends, welcome to Code Ghante Coding Studio. Yes, in last session, hope you understood the data types. Under this, you have learned a lot of type of listers. In today's session, I'm just going to continue um, a new topic, which is nothing but conditional statement. So what is conditional statement? Statement, it is nothing but where it performs different computation or action. So we will be giving a statement or an expression where it checks multiple times and gives a result. We may consider an example. If I'm going out, if it is raining in the sense, I will be need to check, or I need to take an umbrella. So if the rain is not taking or take place in the sense, doesn't require to take the umbrella. So this is what the simple example of a conditional. Under the coding basis, it normally follows on the Boolean, that is nothing but true or false. So we may conclude conditional statements, it is nothing but it perform or actions on different computation on different levels of conditions. So the expression or the output could be either true or false. Yes, of course. Conditional statement, it is actually handled in Python is, it is purely based on if statement. So in other languages we may see like switch, or it is also comes under this conditional statement. Whereas in the case of Python, we are purely discussing with the if basis. If statement, it is nothing but it's purely make a decision making. So it will make a clear decision whether it could be done or not, whether it is true or false. So it contains a body of the code where it gives a condition whether the statement need to execute or it need not to be executed, whether the statement is true or whether the statement is false. So under this, the block will be executed. I have already a few statement or a few if condition which I have been already noted in my notepad. Let me explain. I have already noted some statement in if, that is the first one is if statement, and the second one is if else statement, and the third one is if else if later, and the fourth one is nested if. So we have also one more statement which is nothing but switch statement. Actually this switch statement we will not discussing in Python. It may help in your basic programming language of C programming. So I may try to tell the if and if else. If it is nothing but it gives the condition, it will execute the condition when it is true. So it is we may call it as one-way selection statement. Maybe we can consider an example. If it is raining, I need to get a umbrella. Okay, so this is what a simple example for if statement. If else statement, it is nothing but two-way selection. We may call it as two-way selection. It executes the code if the condition is true or false. And again I'm considering the same statement. If it is raining, in the sense I need to get the umbrella, or I will not get the umbrella. So if the statement is true, in the sense I will be getting the umbrella. If the statement is false, in the sense I will not get the umbrella. So the third statement is if else if later. It is nothing but where it execute with the multiple conditions. So we may call it as multiple path decision statement. So we may consider like the same example. If it is raining, I will have a lot of conditions. So whether I need to take an umbrella, or whether I need to take an raincoat, or whether I need to carry some plastic bags, you will have some lot of option, no? That it is we can consider as an example of if else if later. So the next my statement is next if else statement. This is nothing but where you will be giving a lot of text expressions, and we may call it as multi-way selection statement. Okay, so this is quite which is help in your block basis in your ZNYR platform. Let me check with your our platform how it is executed. Yes, under the block basis, this conditional statement will be available on the logic. So you may notice if to else, and you will have a lot of options like true or false, and even like a mathematic operations also is available in this logic. I'm just moving for this first block, if do. Okay, initially I need to create a variable. Maybe I'm assigning the value of x, and I'm placing over here. Now I'm making the value to be 200. For this I'm using under the math 200. Now under here, so just go ahead with your block. So you are setting x equal to 200. So I'm moving for my logic basis. So see, I'm making the variable over here where I plan to check it should be greater than value. Okay, so now it need to print no. What a big number. See, so I will explain this block basis. Initially I created the variable and I assigned the value as 200. Now I'm checking the condition, my variable should be greater than 150. So if the variable is greater than 150, it should be print the value as big number. Let me check. Yes, of course 150 is greater than 200. Now I'm making this value as 100, and I'm running this option. See, it won't display. So this is an example of one-way statement. If the condition is true, the output is executed. If the condition is false, the output is not executed. Okay, let me try the two-way statement, that is if-else. For this if-else to set, I'm just clicking this option. Maybe I'm placing over here. Okay, so now I'm making the print option the same thing as duplicate over here. It's not a big number. So if the condition is true, this could be printed. If the condition is false, my for else statement should be printed. So it's not big number. So please come to your code playground. Just I'm assigned the value. Now I'm checking if x is greater than 150, though it is a statement, it should be ended with double colon. It should be printed as my big number. If not, it should be printed as it is not a big number. Now I'm trying with the run option. Yes, of course, 100 it is not greater than 150. So this is an example of two-way statement. Similarly, we can try for multi-way, that is else if statement. So maybe we can use this option. Just the right click to add an item. I can make an else to be placed over here. Or else you can place else if could be placed over here. So maybe I'm just resetting, and again I'm trying on the logic. See, I'm trying to else if I'm making else. See, the loop has been extended, or the block has been extended over on your platform. If you want to delete or reverse it, just make and place over here. Okay, so this is just a how we can make that block to be a modification by adding the item on this list or on the block. Okay, so next I'm going to explain with the else if else statement. Before entering on the if else statement, we can try on the text editor platform for if statement as well as for if else statement. So I'm just assigning the value of x equal to 20 if x greater than 10. So though it is a statement, I should end with a colon. It should be print x is a big number. Okay, so though it is a statement or string, I am ending with a single quote. So now I have done with the one-way statement. Similarly, I am trying for my two-way statement, that is else. Since it's a statement, it should be ended with colon. Now it should be printed with x is not a big number. For this, I'm just copying the same thing, but changing the only one thing, not. Now I'm running the command. Since x is, of course, it is greater than 20, now I'm changing as 0. Yes, of course, x is not a big number. So it works on block basis as well as on the text editor. Similarly, I'm going to try for my block basis with if else statement in code playground 1. Yes, I'm choosing this if 2 option. Here I'm trying to make if else to be placed over here. So initially I need to create a variable. So I'm just assigning the x or creating this variable. And I'm making the text to be as 200 now. Now I'm going to give a condition like if my x is greater than 150, it should be print the value, it is a big number. Else I'm going to check if the x is equivalent to some value, that should be my lucky number. So these are the two conditions which I'm going to place on my if and else if condition. Okay. So for this I'm going to use this option. So maybe this one. I'm duplicating it. So I'm going to create a variable placing here. Again I'm going to duplicate this one. So I'm going to check with the condition of, maybe I should use this logic option. I'm sorry. Okay, now it's fine. I'm deleting this block, deleting this block. I'm making this duplicate. Okay, this should be duplicate. Okay, so now I'm making my first condition should be greater than, and I need to place a value over here. And again I'm making a duplicate. Okay, now I'm placing this condition to be here and this to be here. I'm deleting this one too. Okay, so now I'm making my first condition, it should be greater than 150. If it is greater than 150, it should print it's a big number. Okay, so again I'm making the duplicate. I'm making as lucky number. That is, if my x value is equivalent to 200, then it should mention as my lucky number. Okay, I have set it the two condition. One condition is if it is 150, it should be a big number, or else it checks one more condition, that the number it is equivalent to some other number or not. If it is equivalent to some other number, then it should be printed as my lucky number. Let me check. Yes, of course, 200 is greater than 150. So that is what it has been displayed as it's a big number. Let me check. I'm choosing as 42. Since the false statement is not executed, the output is not displayed over here. And again I'm trying to make it as 200. Since this condition is executed, that is what it is not displayed as lucky number. Now I'm changing as 42 over here. Even I'm changing as 42. Let me try. Yes, of course it is my lucky number. So now I'm going to try with one more option of else. Next I'm going to try with the if else statement. For this I'm using this option. I'm setting if else to be over here and else to be over here. Just change it, see the changes over on your block. And I need to create a variable, so where I'm setting x and I'm assigning the value. So I need to use a logic basis for this. I'm placing here and making the duplicate, and I need to print the text no, so that I'm using the print option. Now I'm making this duplicate, again this to be duplicate. So again I'm placing the variable over here. Here I'm going to check the condition should be greater than. So I need to place a number no. So I'm making here again duplicate. This will not work out. Duplicate. Yes. So my first condition should be it should greater than 150. If it is greater than 150, it is a big number. If it is equivalent to some number which I'm giving, maybe like 150, sorry, 100, then it should print as my lucky number. Else, if it is not equal to 150 and if it is not greater than 150 and even if it is not equivalent to 100, it should print as it's not a big number. Big number. Just go ahead with your coding platform. If I'm giving a condition x equal to 200 and if x is greater than 150, though it is a statement, it is ended with double colon. And print it is a big number. Else, if my statement should be if equivalent to 100, it should be print as my lucky number. Else, it is not a big number. So now I'm running my block. Yes, of course it is big number. I hope you have understood the conditional statement. We have learned under the logic basis of if else statement, if else if statement with a block basis as well as on the text editor. Please try with a lot of inputs and you can understand in a very simple manner. Let me check with other example. You can try on the ZNYR platform too. Still, two more topic is pending to complete the Python beginning level. Try to implement with more examples and try to work out with the block basis as well as on the text editor. Then only you can able to understand the concept. So until then, on the next session, please keep on the supporting the video and the session. Thank you so much. Hello friends, welcome to Ghante Coding Studio. In today's session, we are going to learn one more interesting topic, which is nothing but loop. Loop, we can state as a block of code that will repeat over and over again. That is, the process will be repeat again and again. For example, I need to print the value from 1 to 100. So my output should be displayed as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on until the 100 numbers should be executed. For this, the loop concept will be repeated. For this, the loop process will be repeated. So it means the condition or the process, if I want to iterate or if I want to repeat again and again, I need to use a concept of loop. So I think you have understood the statement of loop. So you may understood the examples too. In simple way, I can tell loop it is nothing but executing the block statement until the particular condition is satisfied. For example, if I want to print the number until 100, it will execute the process or it will repeat the numbers until if it reach with 100. So you may have different type of loop. The main three major loops are, one is for loop and second is while loop and third is do while loop. Under the block basis and by using the ZNYR platform, we will be learning the for loop alone. And of course, I will be try to guide you with the other statement like while and do while too. So initially for loop is based on the purely based on the loop where it have the syntax in the format of initialization. The initialization could be either in the format of I or J, and next could be the condition checking whether it is greater than or less than or equal to, and after that the increment will be processed. Example, for I comma the condition will be checked either I greater than or equal to 10. After that I plus plus or I minus will be normal syntax for the for loop. Whereas in the case of while and do while it is normally checks the condition on the entry basis. Whereas in the case of do while, after executing the process, the condition will be checked at the end of the statement. So maybe we may call it as while loop has an entry check and do while loop has a exit check. Okay, let me tell a real example of while. While it is, we may consider a situation that we are watching a TV channel. We must minimum watch one channel in a TV, and then the condition will be said as while, where if we are bored we cannot surf the channel, then it will be stopped. It means what I'm trying to tell in this sense, on the entry point itself, the condition will be checked and the output will be executed. Similarly, I'm just considering for the do while on the real example. If I want to cash dispenser, I mean, if I want to get the amount from the ATM machine, normally I will be typing the input. I will be entered the PIN number. So the body of the loop will be executed once the PIN number is valid. So once a validate, that is once a condition is satisfied in the sense, then only the cash will be dispensed. Yes, in the real time you can relevant that do while it is purely based on the ATM. The cash, it will be dispensed only if the condition is or only if the PIN number is entered and it is validated. If the validation is failed in the sense, again it will iterate or reiterate again to re-enter your PIN number. So please understand the concept of while and do while. I hope you have understood. Let me check with your block basis with the ZNYR platform how we can iterate the block as well as on the text editor platform. Yes, now I'm going to explain with the for loop. This for loop is available under the snap of loop, and I'm going to teach the for loop with the two bases, one with a list and second with a string. For this, I'm going to explain my loop through list. I'm going with a variable and creating a list of maybe my list name as this list and setting over here, and again I'm going for the list and choosing this one, and I'm placing the text as an empty basis. Now I'm making this as duplicate and placing over here and changing as apple, orange, and maybe one more fruit name. Now I'm going to add my loop of for each item. Under this, it should check my list of this list. For this, I'm making this as variable and it should be print my j. Okay, so let me choose this one and it should be print my variable as j. Okay, this list is already created. I mean, this variable is already created. Please come to your code playground. Just see. So we have created the two things. One is this list, it is empty, and j list could be the none. It is already predefined and created in your playground. Whereas we have created the list of apple, orange, and banana. Under this, I'm going to check with the condition. My initialization is j, where it should check with my this list. Where my this list is filtered or filled with apple, orange, and banana, and finally it should be print my j. So I'm just going to click the run button. Yes, my output is displayed. So this is an example for loop through list basis. Next I'm going to try with string. For a string I will be using the option of a text. For this, I'm going to use my loop option. Under this, I'm choosing for each item j in the list. So where I'm going to choose from the text. For this, maybe I'm choosing the list and placing over here. Maybe I need the text. I'm duplicating. So same apple, banana. I'm using the shortcut. So now I need to print the value. So which is nothing but print. It should be print the value of variable of j. See, come to my code playground. So it is nothing but without creating the variable, already I predefined the variable of j where it checks my list of apple, banana, and orange, and it should print the value of j. Now I am trying to click the run button. Yes, here the output is also displayed. So I may conclude the for loop supports list as well as the string basis. Next I am going to explain with the loop of count range. So count, it is nothing but maybe for this I'm using this option and placing over here. See, just on the code playground, just notice for count in the range, where count is nothing but how many times you need to count with a range in the sense with a specified value. For example, I'm counting the value from up to 10. So it start from the range of 0 and end with a 9. That is, it end up with a up to 9. So this is what is behind the coding explanation. Maybe I may change the value. I'm changing as 5 and I'm printing the text as print and making the text as ZNYR. Now I'm putting as run. So it will be printed 5 times and it will be displayed on my output. Behind this code playground, it is checking the condition. It is checking the range from 0 to 4 and printing the value of ZNYR up to 5 times. So this is what a simple example for count and count range. So keep in mind, under the range condition, it will be ended with before the value. For example, if I'm entering my range as a 10, it will be ended with a 9. So it start from the 0 and ended with a 9. So maybe I'm going for the next loop, which is nothing but count with. Under the count with, you may start the initialization I, and it should start from the value of 1 and should be ended with the value by 10. The increment should be with a 1 basis. Okay, so maybe I'm changing the value as here as 2. I'm trying as increment as 2, maybe 20. So maybe see on your code playground, whereas it changes as my initialization is I, where my range should start from 2 and it end with 21, and the increment, that is my initialization, should be like 2. So I need to print the value. For this I'm going to use this print option, and already the variable has been predefined. So now I'm going to click the run button. Yes, see my output. So it is displayed my output before the value. So until the 20 has been executed. So this is what a simple block basis. Let me try on the text editor platform too. So on the text editor, I plan to create a list which is nothing but fruits with a variable name of fruit. Apple, banana and cherry. So now I'm going to give a loop, that is for I in the range of fruits. Even I'm using one more condition, that is, though it is a statement, if so I'm giving one more condition, if x equivalent to banana, then it should be break, and I require the print of my initialization of x. Let me check how the value is being printed. Yes, the output is displayed as an apple, because since on my loop it checks all the fruits will be enlisted in my initialization of x, that is it will be gathered the apple, banana and cherry. And my next condition is it is checking whether it is equivalent to banana. If it is equivalent to banana, it will be break. So the only left item will be the apple. That is what it has been printed on the initialization of x. In this example, we have done the break option. Similarly, we can try for the continue, where I am using continue, and let me check what will happen, and I will explain the text editor platform. Yes, here my output is displayed as an apple and cherry. It makes that similarly it has been we have listed the items, and the condition is checking, that is the initialization of x has been checking on the fruit, where it gets a list as apple, banana and cherry. If x equivalent to, that is if banana is equivalent to banana in the sense, then it will skip and it will print the rest of the value of apple and cherry. So we have used the two things. One is the logic and second on the loop. Yes, I think hope you understood the concept of for basis. We have learned the text editor as well as on the block basis. Under the block basis, we have done the repeat, and we can use a while basis. Even we can try the breakout, and we have the find out. I mean, we have used the loop of for basis too. So the next session could be the last session for the beginner of Python. It is a very important concept where you will be learning the function. Until stay tuned with this particular session, try with more example, then only you can able to understand. So thank you so much for watching this video. Hello guys, welcome to Ghante Coding Studio. I'm very happy to announce that today is the last session for Python beginning, where I'm going to teach with the last concept of function. So function, it is nothing but the code it has been written and carried out what task it need to be performed. In a simple way, I can tell on the block basis where it runs only when it is called, unless it won't work out. So in Python function, we can also have a return value where we need to use a return statement. So only if it is specified, the return value will be executed. Hence, in function, it can be called anywhere after the function has been declared. So the basic formula or the basic syntax for the function is we have to use a statement of DEF. So it is nothing but definition. So DEF, it is a statement and it should be followed by the function name. The function name, it is created by the user and it should be closed with a parenthesis. For example, I'm using the command function of DEF and space FUN open parenthesis. This is a simple function where it calls a function, call the function of function, and the output will be I'm learning the Python. So this could be the simple example for Python. So keep in mind the statement for the function is we have to use definition and followed by the function name and should be followed by the parenthesis. And after declaring the function, we need to define or tell the function what have to be do, and after that only the process will be continued. So we have a different types of functions in Python. So one function is with no argument and no return value. Functions with no argument but with a return value. Function with argument and no return value. And function with argument and return value. So we have a 4 set of types in function in Python. So I can recollect it as no argument, no return value. That is one is argument and a return value. No argument and a return value. Argument with no return values. So these are the 4 types in Python. Maybe under the Python we have two types of functions. One is built-in function and second is user-defined functions. Built-in function, which we already discussed, nothing but directory, length, ABS. ABS, it is nothing but absolute value. We may see in an example in the upcoming session. Whereas in the case of user-defined function, where we create the function with a specified keyword, we may see an example of define space function open parenthesis. This is an example of user-defined functions. So let me check on the ZNYR platform how the function works. So I am going to check with my text editor platform of function. So I'm going for the playground 2 where I have already mentioned define, where I should follow the function name, parenthesis, and I need to print hello world. Let me check whether this output is executed or not. So I have used one more coding where I have defined do something and I have been printed the statement that is hi and I have called the function. So in this the text editor, this will call the function of over here, and it will print the value or character of height. That is what it is displayed on your output. Similarly, we can try on the block basis, where I'm going for the one. Under this, you will have a snap of a function where you have a statement of do something and to do something written. Written, it is nothing but it returns the value. So I'm using this first option. If you want to rename it, I'm just renaming as function. I need to print the text. For this, I'm just going for the print, and I'm placing over here. And I need to call the function, so where I'm using this block, maybe here, and I'm running the command. So the output is displayed. This is a very simple example where we are executed the function to be called. Next, on the function basis, I'm going to create a variable and set the values by using the function. For this, I'm creating a variable which is already created, that is on x. So I'm setting here my x and the value to be 1. Next, I'm choosing the functions. Under the functions, I'm making as placing over here. Hope you noticed this function. Just right click. If you want to add any input name, you can make an input over here. Just place over here. Just you can see the difference, that it is a function would be listed with a value with x. Okay. I'm just trying to repeat the same process. I'm just placing this and creating a variable of x. Yes, and I'm setting the value to be 1, and I'm clicking the setting option where placing the input name and going for the text and placing this one. Next, I'm adding the math operation and placing the variable over here, and I'm using the function to be called. This is nothing but where it returns the function or the user defined to be printed. Okay, so my user defined value could be, let it be 1. So again, I'm going to place over this. So now come to your code playground, where your code playground is definition do something has been a function name, and we have entered the parameter as x, and it is ended with a double colon. Now we need to do the process of print 1 plus x, and my x value is 1, and this function has to be called. So now this function will be calling, and it will do the process of printing. See, my output is executed. So the function has been called and the process has been executed. This is a simple example of print, that is the functions to be called. So I hope you have understood the session. You have understood the concept of the function. Yes, I just want to give a quick review about whatever we have discussed so far. So this is purely based on the Python for beginner who really want to learn the language from the scratch basis. So as I mentioned, Python, it doesn't require any specific or any prerequisites. You can directly learn the language. Here we learn the program through 2 bases. One on block basis and second on the text editor by using the ZNYR platform. And we have covered the concept like variable, conditional statement, loop, and even we have discussed the topic of data type and logical basis, and finally we have covered with the topic of functions. So the quick review of Python is, Python, it is an object basis language, and of course it is a interpreted. And when under the variable, it is nothing but where we are setting the data and we can alter the data. So this particular option is available on the block basis. Under this, where we can create the variable, we can set the value to be assigned. We can increase the value by using the change options. And we have learned the variable with the text basis as well as with the math basis. Under the text, we have an option of appended. Appended, it is nothing but joining the value. joining the text. If you want to add a text, we can use this appendant option. So, and we have also seen an upper title case, uppercase, and even like a lower case, where it makes a text to be in a smaller or like within a alphabetical basis too. And under the math basis, we have discussed the operations of arithmetic, that is addition, subtraction, and multiplication. And my second topic is data type, where I have been discussed the list. Under the list, we have seen the many method. The first method is appendant, where it adds an element to end of the list. We have other method like clear, copy, count, extend, index, insert, pop. Pop is one of very important, where it removes the element at the specified position. Yes, and we have also seen the sort, where it is nothing but it sorts a list. And further basis, we have seen the colors, and we have seen some logic basis of if, do under the conditional statement. Loop, we have seen the process like count, for, and repeat process we have seen. And finally, we have discussed the functions too. I hope you have understood the basic concepts of Python. Still, we have a lot of concepts to learn that it will be covered on the intermediate. So until then, please stay tuned with this session. Try to practice with more and more example. Then only we can able to understand with the intermediate level. So until then, thanks for your kind support. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe and provide more vision and clear vision to our channel. Thank you. Thank you so much.